Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be talking about 10 things you may not know about the FH1 Hunter in Grand Theft Auto Online, and some things that you probably should be aware about before you end up purchasing this vehicle, because it is pretty pricey, and I guess that's where we should start today, and that is the price of this vehicle. So it's one of the most expensive vehicles and aircrafts in the game, and it is the last war stock vehicle from Smuggler's Run to have a trade price and a buy it now price. So the buy it now price is $4,123,000, and the trade price, which requires you do 42 air freight hangar sourcing missions, is $3,100,000. So it is going to be over $1 million in savings if you do get over that 42 sourcing missions done for the hangar stuff. So that actually is a nice bonus that you need to ultimately save. Now, after you buy this vehicle, you're obviously going to have to put it in your hangar, and you might want to know the size of this because it is a little bit limiting to put on your hangar floor because this helicopter is so big. So it's not large like the size of the Bambushka or the Titan or anything like that, but it does come in as medium. So you can see here, I only had a couple slots in which I could actually place this in. So keep that in mind when you buy this, and you might have to keep it in storage if you want to have more of your planes or more of your helicopters out on the show floor, because it is a medium priced vehicle. Now, once you've purchased this vehicle, you're probably going to want to test out the weapons of this thing. And the Hunter not only has some of the best weapons in the game, but it also has unique weapon attachments that don't appear on any other helicopter or vehicle. So let's start with the one that doesn't appear on any other vehicle, and that is the Weapon Barrage. So the Missile Barrage is a unique volley of 7 missiles that all fire at the same time from the Hunter. So this is pretty awesome. Now, these missiles are not lock-on, and you can fire them about once every 3 to 4 seconds. And as I mentioned, it's 7 missiles that are released, and then you have to wait 3 or 4 seconds, and you can fire 7 more. Now, these are not lock-on, and from what I've experienced, they seem to have a little bit of a smaller hit radius than either the homing missiles or the regular ones. Maybe that's how Rockstar ended up justifying to balance this out, that they didn't give it as big of a blast radius, but the barrage missiles are absolutely awesome. They do a ton of damage if you're able to connect, but once again, it's kind of like the spray and pray method. That's kind of cool though. The next one is the homing missile. So the homing missile is pretty standard, and you can fire these one after another, just one every second, and they do end up locking on. These are incredibly powerful. Now, they are not 100% heat-seeking. They won't hit every target 100% of the time, but they are still really good. So that's pretty cool. Now, the next weapon actually has to be controlled by your co-pilot. So the Hunter is a 2-seater, obviously, if you weren't aware, and the co-pilot controls the turret. Now, the turret can be upgraded from a regular 50 cal to explosive turret. So if you make it the explosive turret, it's the same one that's featured on the Valkyrie. That's a helicopter we got during the heist update, and it's a pretty powerful turret. I'm not going to lie. In fact, it's almost more powerful in some situations than the missiles. So if you have a really good co-pilot, they can do some extreme damage in this vehicle. So that's pretty impressive. And then kind of as a last resort, you do have the ability to drop bombs with the Hunter. So this thing has a little bit of everything. Missiles, cannons, bombs. I mean, this thing literally is a flying arsenal here. So that's pretty cool. The weaponry on the Hunter is absolutely insane. Now, one of the cool things about this, and this is nice detail by Rockstar, is when you fire the missiles, you're actually able to see the missiles leaving and ejecting sort of the pods they're in, which is kind of cool. So the missiles that are hanging from the side and on the pod under the wing, you can actually see them leaving when you fire, which is kind of cool. It's a nice little touch. I personally like that sort of stuff, so that's a nice little detail there by Rockstar. After that, we've got armor, and the armor of the Hunter is incredibly impressive. It can survive a multitude of different explosions. Let's start with RPGs, grenades, and sticky bombs. It can actually survive 3. So the first one will start to make the helicopter smoke. The second one will actually start to disable it, where you're probably going to want to abandon ship. And the third one will end up destroying it, which is pretty cool, so you won't get blown up instantly. You should be able to survive a couple volleys from the sky. It's the exact same with the homing launchers and missiles from something like a Hunter or an Oppressor. It's going to take 3 homing missiles in order to destroy this as well. Exact same thing. The first one makes it smoke. The second one disables it. The third one completely destroys it. But probably one of the most impressive things about the Hunter is its ability to survive explosive sniper rifle rounds. It can survive 7 rounds before being destroyed, which is incredibly impressive because because this vehicle is not the quickest, which means it will be susceptible to explosive sniper rifle rounds hitting it, and it can survive 7, which means the guy has to reload almost twice before being able to fully kill you. So that is great news right there as far as the explosive sniper rifle resistant goes. The only thing that's kind of unfortunate is the bullet resistance. The Hunter has a huge glass window on it for the co-pilot and for you, the pilot. And the glass is not bulletproof or bullet resistant in any way. So you are kind of susceptible to getting shot out. And another thing I wish Rockstar would allow us to do on this Hunter that we actually can't is tint the windows. Like I said, the window is so big, it almost exposes us. So having tinted windows would help a little bit with that, but unfortunately, there's no way to apply such a thing. Now, let's talk about something very interesting about the Hunter, and that is that it is always rising. So when you get in something like a normal helicopter, like a Buzzard or a Havoc, if you hold down on the right trigger and you push forward, you will stay at the same height or you will go down ever so slightly. The exact opposite happens with the Hunter, and this is something that's going to take a little bit used to. Instead of flying straight or down, you're actually going to start raising in elevation, which is kind of weird. I was doing this a little bit earlier today and I was noticed, why am I going so high? I'm not forcing the helicopter to go up. Well, that's because it does it naturally. Now, this is actually tied to something that you can do upgrading this helicopter, and that is the engine upgrade. This is kind of an interesting quirk that you may not know about the Hunter. So if you actually use the stock engine, you'll actually make the Hunter faster horizontally, meaning in a straight line horizontally, it will go faster. However, it will be slower climbing. Now, the exact opposite, if you choose to upgrade the Hunter's engine performance, it will be slower horizontally, but it will be quicker rising vertically, which is really cool. So that is a unique perk and also a unique trade-off that you're going to have to choose when selecting and upgrading your Hunter. Do you want it to go faster in a straight line, or do you want it to go faster when you're rising up the ground and getting higher in the air altitude-wise? That's definitely going to be something to consider for a lot of players. Now, one way in which you can alleviate this is kind of throttling the boost. So instead of holding down right trigger the entire time, hold it down for a second, let it go. Hold it down for a second, let it go. And that'll keep you more so in a straight line than normal. You're still going to be rising up, but you won't be going as high as you normally would if you were just holding down the right trigger. Now, a couple of other last minute things about the Hunter. You can actually sell it if you have some buyer remorse. I don't think you should, as I believe this is one of the best attack helicopters in the game. But in case you do, you're only going to get about $2 million back for this vehicle. I spent like $4,500,000 on it up front because I didn't have the trade price originally. And then I ended up upgrading it and whatnot. And to only get $2 million back is not a lot. So make sure before you buy this vehicle that you really want it, because it definitely is incredibly expensive. And then number 2, the insurance on it is $1,000. Can you believe it? So $1,000 is the only insurance price on this vehicle. So keep that in mind. If you decide to get in a firefight with another Hunter, or yours gets blown up, or you blow up yours, it will be $1,000 to end up repairing it, getting it back to your hangar, and getting it out of the insurance. Now, another thing I am going to add is, I'm sure some people will end up mentioning this, you actually cannot take away the landing gear. So the landing gear for the Hunter is always retracted. It's always out. That isn't something you can get rid of. I saw some comments on my live stream saying, put away the landing gear. You can't actually do that on this helicopter. Some people might like that. Some people might not. I think it's a unique cosmetic feature and kind of perk of the Hunter, and I think it makes it pretty cool. But anyways, that's all the information that I'm going to be talking about for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. Those are 10 things you may not have known about the FH1 Hunter and Online, and some things that I think you should know before ultimately buying this vehicle. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more on the Hunter in the comments section down below. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What are some things that you do enjoy about it? What are some things that you don't? Quick reminder, I am going to be doing a shark card giveaway that'll be ending on Friday this week. It's $3.5 million, and that should help you guys out get ready for not only the Hunter, but maybe some other unreleased content as well. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.